don't have to tell nobody what church you go to. You don't even have to tell nobody, I'm a pastor, I'm a prophet. You don't have to tell nobody nothing. But when they look at you, when they hear you, when they'll feel Jesus in your preaching. They'll feel Jesus in their teaching. And they will understand that that person has an encounter with God. And see, and what God wants to show us is, what he wants to show us is that we have to learn to burn for him. Because see, when you read the book of Jeremiah 23 and 29, God was dealing with the prophets. Because this is what a time where you had false prophets and you had real prophets. And see, I don't want to just focus on the prophets, but I want to focus on the real people of God, or prophetic people, and people who are not prophetic. Because see, what it is that you have everybody know the cliche, God is good. Oh God, God, I'm blessed and highly favored. But what does that really mean when you don't have any food in your refrigerator? What does that mean when your daughter or your son is strung out there and crack? Come on. What does that mean when your marriage is in a shambles? What does that mean when they said, I'm going to let people go from their job? Are you still blessed and highly favored? All right. Because see, when you're burning for Jesus, do you not know that you're still supposed to be blessed and highly favored? When you're going through for Jesus, you're still supposed to be blessed and highly favored. Because you got to understand, the Word of God has the capability that will bring anything that's dead, anything that's in a disarray. The Word of God has the ability to bring life to it. See, when you look at Jeremiah, this is where he was prophesying to the prophets, and where God said, I'm going to deal with those false prophets. I'm going to deal with those false people. Let's look at verse 28. He said, the prophet who has a dream, let him tell a dream. And he who has my word, let him speak my word faithfully. See, you got to understand that when you're dealing with your situations, just like how you want a man or a woman to be faithful to you, God say that's how you got to speak my word. You got to speak my word faithfully. You got to speak my word when the word isn't favorable to you. You got to speak my word when conditions aren't favorable to you. In other words, when you say, God, all I got is $5 to my name, and I need to go to work for the rest of the week. But God said, I'm looking at you to speak my word faithfully. That Jesus, you said that you'll be my Jehovah Jireh, the Lord, that's my provision. I thank you for you providing. God, I thank you, oh God, that I'm giving my seed. That's all I got, but I'm trusting you to take care of me. I'm trusting you to make a way for me. Because see, as you begin to be faithful unto God, you're going to see God going to be faithful to you. Amen. See, the problem is, he can't find anybody to burn for him because we have been selfish. We want God to bless us, bless our husband, bless our children, bless my family, bless my job, bless my church. Do all the blessing, but we don't want to do nothing. God said, it's some things that I told you to do and you ain't did it yet. It's some things, some people who I told you to help and you ain't helped yet. It's some people who I told you to clean out your closet and go give it to sister so-and-so and you ain't did it yet. He said, it's some things that I told you to do, but you ain't did it yet. He said, when you done it to the least of them, you have done it to me. They said, Jesus, when have you fed? He said, you didn't even feed me when I was hungry. He said, you didn't visit me when I was in the hospital. You didn't visit me when I was in the prison. He said, you did, when you do it to the least of them, you have done it unto him. Even though we got all these churches, we got all these believers, but you got people in the world can't tell who really saved and who ain't. All right. How was that? Because we're not really burning for him. Because if you're burning for him, guess what? Can you see fire? If we cut all the lights off, if I just get a cigarette lighter and just light it up, can't you see that little blaze? You'll be able to see that little blaze. So your fire may not be bigger than my fire, but if you got some kind of fire, somebody will be able to know that who you belong to. Come on. He said the reason people don't know who we belong to because we ain't got no fire. He said we got ulterior motive why we want what we want. We want a big house so we can brag in. We want a nice car so we can say what we got. He said we got these things, but our heart, it's for the wrong reason. It's for the wrong motive. He said, well, what's your reason why you want what you want? What's your reason why you want to teach? What's your reason why you want to walk in your car? What's your reason why you want God to bless you to be a millionaire? What's your reason you want your own business? Because if it's not for the kingdom of God, you got the wrong motive.
All right.
He said, why is it that you want your child saved? What's the motive? He said, we got people wanting our family members saved, but for what? Are you prophesying all their life what you want God to do, what God said He gonna do in their lives? Are you speaking for just save my daddy? Okay, but what is it that daddy got to do? See, because as you get into a place of burning for Him, He's going to show you what He called for your daddy to do. He's going to show you what He called your child to do. But He's looking for somebody that's going to speak His will on the earth realm that it can manifest in the heaven. He said, because see, we're not spending time in prayer. We ain't spending time travailing in prayer. But we want God to do these things for us. See, let me tell you about with the word. When you go, look what He told Jeremiah. He said, what is the chaff to the wheat, says the Lord? Is not my word like a fire? He said, see, my word is like fire. Because see, when you begin to speak my word on a situation, I got a definition for you for fire. The definition for fire is a state or instance of combustion. See, a combustion is when an explosion takes place, which fuel or material is ignited and combined with oxygen. So in other words, he said, when you put my breath that I blew on the inside of you, and you mix it with faith, and you put it together, it forms an explosion in the realm of the spirit, where whatever that's dead in your life, it has the ability to come to life. See, that's why he said my word is like a fire. But see, we'll sit there and read.